And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson back with this MLS 22 custom franchise, and we continue here with the playoffs in year 2. Back with the American League Divisional Round, the only series here that has had both teams win a game here. We'll finish out the ALDS here, or maybe we won't. We'll see. We'll play some ALDS games. After the NL and the National League games got finalized there, a sweep for both the Monarchs and the Bees in those two series. So those two teams are going to play each other in the NLCS here. That'll come up in a couple of more episodes. But we are here this series tied at a game apiece. After a Boston Game 1 victory, the Diablos did come back and take the second game of this series. So Devi Garcia pitching for Boston here in this one, as they're down to their third starting pitcher now. So Mexico City got the win in Game 1, that's right. Boston had a 6-3 victory in Game 2. So, tied series here between these two squads. And this is, of course, this is a humongous game here in this series between these two teams to try and take the lead here in this series, as we are shifting here to Boston now after a couple of games in Mexico City. And Devi Garcia on the mound for the Barons, as I already mentioned. He had a 10-4 record this year, 126 innings. He did get hurt at a point in this year, didn't finish off the year, only had 21 starts, but was really good in those outings. Only had a 3.06 ERA and a 1.2 whip with 90 strikeouts. So definitely an improvement from last year. Definitely a guy that, 375 average Cronenworth here in this playoff so far. But Devi Garcia, one of the younger pitchers in this league, is like 25 or 24 years old, that definitely had an improvement on his season and on his numbers. Logan Gilbert is going for the Diablos in this game, and he did not have an amazing year. He got like a 4.5 ERA. It was certainly not as good as he was last season for this pitching staff. And he's the guy, though, to pitch in this game to try to give Mexico City a lead in this series. Got a base hit there by Osmani Grandal. David Bodie, a home run in this series. He strikes out. So we're in the bottom of the second inning now. Darren Ruff, he is going to launch a home run. Darren Ruff with his second homer of the playoffs. And Boston is scoring first in this incredible Game 3. 1-0 here early. So Calvin Bijou gets on here with a hit. Okay, another hit by Orlando Arce, who's now playing and taking over for Josh Van Meter. I think he played for him in Game 2 of this series. I don't remember if Van Meter got hurt in Game 1 or Game 2 of this series. I think it was Game 2. But he is in the starting lineup now. Still a 1-0 game as we're in the top of the fourth inning here. And Garcia, man, he's pitching really well so far. There's a home run by Osmani Grandal, who has just, he's been the Diablos' best hitter in this series so far. I mean, he was their best hitter during the regular season. I think, behind Josh Bell is also really good for them this year. But, we all know how important he is to their offense, and he gets a huge home run there. Ties the game, but that's a strikeout by Hernandez. Man, with a runner on third base, trying to get the sac fly, and they don't score in that inning. Really blowing a excellent opportunity with that, the first and third there, and only one man out. They do not score, but there's a home run by Andrew Benintendi. He launches his first of the postseason here in this series, and Mexico City's got a 2-1 lead. So we're back up to the top of the batting order here, and Logan Gilbert's pitch count is still, I think, in a good spot. His energy is not even halfway done here, but there's a 2-run home run by Urias, who has been bowling out in this postseason so far. I believe that's his fourth homer here already in these first three, and the first four. This is the fourth playoff game that they have played. He has been incredible for them. Honestly, their best hitter so far in these first few at-bats. And it's still a 2-3 game now. Boston has the lead. They're on front here. And that's a double play. Okay, that's huge. So, one-run game, bottom of the sixth inning. And the bottom of the order. There's a hit by Hernandez. Okay, ground ball. So top of the 7th inning now, and here's Yasmani Grandal. Home run earlier in the game, 2 for 2 day overall so far. 2 home runs in this series, and 4 RBIs, 4 for 10 overall here. And Garcia, okay, only 63 pitches to this point. Really a good, solid start for him all around today. He's been quite good for Boston here. Impressive. Now, but he does have 3-0 on Grandal here, so this is a big pitch. Swing, that's a fly ball. It is deep in the outfield, still going back on it, and right at the wall, making the catch. I believe that's Hernandez there in left field for Boston, and he just barely is able to bring that one back. So here's Josh Bell, 1 for 8 so far in this series. He's been, led the team in RBIs this year, was probably their best all-around hitter here so far right now in this series. He hasn't done a whole lot, as that is a strike. So Garcia getting ahead of Bell here. That is a critical part of this at-bat here. There's a fly ball, and that one, though, is not going to be caught. It's off the wall here. The big, tall wall in left field here in this ballpark, and Josh Bell is now in scoring position with a double. First extra base hit of the game of the series for him. And that is going to actually be the end of the line for David Garcia here in this one. So overall, again, pitched really well in this game. Only gives up 2 runs. He's responsible for the guy on second base now, though, in 6 innings. So like what I saw from him in this game, he pitched well. Brooks Raley is going to come out of the bullpen here for Boston. Has had only 1 appearance so far in the postseason. So here we go. Man on second, 1 down. David Bodie at the dish here. And the first pitch, that's a good cutter there. Just barely catching the top of the zone. Bodie so far in this series, 2 for 9 with a home run, 3 RBIs. Base hit ties the game here. That's what you're looking for. 1-1. It's a slider. Missing location, but it's just going to be a ground ball. The throw goes way over the head of Ruff here. Okay, doesn't get away from him enough to score the runner from third, but that is going to be an error on whoever the second baseman is. It's Trevor Story, and I don't know why Trevor Story ailed this ball so badly. Right there, that was a pretty terrible throw. And now there's man on the corners here. 1 man out. J.J. Bleday at the dish. That cutter just misses inside. 222 average here in this series, so he probably has like 1 or 2 hits, or probably 2 hits overall. And obviously a monster RBI opportunity here. That's a slider that also misses inside, and way ahead of him, or way behind him. Here is Rayleigh. This has not been, obviously the error is not his fault, but he's trying to battle back here in this at-bat, and he's made a full count now. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and it's just going to get harder to get anything off of this bullpen the later on you get into it here. As that's a cutter, and it's there for strike 3. Man, what was he waiting for there? Perfect pitch. J.J. Bleday's got to pull the trigger on that. With 2 strikes, he doesn't. And there is his second out. Wow, so win expectancy for Boston goes up to 71% after that out right here. Benintendi at the plate. That's a cutter that just gets on the outside part of the zone. And Benintendi's got a home run in this game. That was his first hit so far of this series. 0 for his first 8 going into this game. But 1 for 2 today, and that's a pop-up right in front of the plate. Oh, Fell's got to get out of the way of Kirk there, but he makes the catch, and somehow Brooks Raley gets out of the jam in the top of the 7th inning. Benintendi frustrated throwing his bat down. That was a big missed opportunity. They might look back on that as the point where they lost control of the game here. Jason Adam comes out of the bullpen for Mexico City, and so far 1 inning of relief to this point. Here is Trevor Story, 1 for 2 on the day. Only has a couple of hits in this series so far. That's a swing and a miss. Inside fastball there to him from Adam, and that's a big strikeout. So okay, here to begin the inning, and a couple more looks at that swing. Late on that pitch was Story. And now 2 down. Here's Orioles. 3 home runs. Okay, so 3 home runs, 4 for 11 overall in this series. But I think he has 4 home runs overall because he had a home run in the wildcard game. So I believe he has 4 homers now overall total, as that is a strike to him here. Okay, count goes 0-1. A dangerous and a hot hitter right now to face. If you're Jason Adam, can you locate here? As that is a swing and a miss. Big strikeout with a fastball high in the zone. And a good, clean inning by Jason Adam keeps the game at 3-2. Big opportunity to try to add on to the lead, and they can't do it here. So Drew Steckenrider comes out of the bullpen here for Boston, and he has so far pitched 1 pretty clean inning of relief. Does have a walk, looks like gave up a hit against the lefty, but he was pretty good in the regular season here, and a guy that I trust in this spot. Here's Jake Cronenworth, 3 for 11 so far in the series to this point. As that pitch misses, and we're seeing this here from a lot of these Boston pitchers right now, falling behind, way behind in the count here, having to work their way back to it. It is a 3-1 count now. That fastball misses though, and a walk. So a 1-out base runner here, and Cronenworth will represent the tying run as Mike Moustakas comes up. 3 for 10 with an RBI in this series here. I just don't feel like Mexico City is really taking advantage of runners in scoring position really in this series. That's been something they've struggled with. That was a really good first pitch strike here. And, man, these 2 guys, big at bat in this game, big at bat in this series. And what's the 0-1 here? It's a curveball, stolen base attempt. And that is it was a good time to pull that out. Jake Cronenworth with the stolen bag. He ends up beating out the throw. And I'm not really sure how many stolen bases Cronenworth had this season during the regular year. I don't feel like he's a guy that really steals bases that much. That's a ground ball. Okay, man. We'll move up to third base. But now I'm going to base hit is going to score him. Base hit would have scored. You know, they would have probably needed a base hit to score him regardless. But here is Tim Anderson now. 273 batting average for him. And 0-2. That's a swing and a miss. Great curveball there. And Drew Steckenrider shuts the door here in the 8th inning and keeps the game at 3-2. Fired up after that. And Mexico City once again strands a man in scoring position.
Your attention, please.
So out comes Aaron Loop, and don't really like this decision, man. Aaron Loop was just really bad in the regular season. I don't know why they are going to him again here in this spot. But bottom of the 8th inning, still a 2-3 game. Kyle Tucker here at the plate. Only one batting 154 so far in the postseason. He had a pretty good walk-through game, but so far in this series, maybe hasn't been as good as you would like. That was a ugly swing from him right there, super early on that pitch. As you get to see, there are guys walking in that bullpen here. And that's a swing and a drive. That one is going to land in center field. So, base runner here, man on, and Tucker does get on with the hit to begin in this 8th inning. And we'll look at that swing there, and yeah, I mean, he hit that ball pretty well and pretty hard right here. So, man on first now for Darren Ruff, who's had an awesome postseason so far, batting .333, has a home run and a base hit in this game. A couple of homers for him so far in the postseason. And he's got 2 strikes on him, and that pitch runs inside and hits him. Man, Aaron Loop, come on, man. A single and now a hit by pitch. Here goes Dustin Harris here, and I haven't been impressed with what I've seen from him in the playoffs. I'm not impressed with that swing here, and neither is he. Shaking his head after a pretty ugly swing right there on that one. But now 2 on, 0-2 count. There's a ground ball. It's going to get through and into left field for a single. Tucker rounds third, and he is going to score on a base hit by Dustin Harris. The rookie extending the lead for Boston. And it's a 4-2 game. And Aaron Loop, yeah, it didn't really work out. He had an over 6 ERA in the regular year. Good swing by Dustin Harris, man. Really having some key playoff at-bats, and he has been great so far to this point. So that's a big insurance run, as that sinker does somehow clip the bottom of the strike zone for the first strike here. Kevin Biggio 3 for 11 in this series to this point here. 1-2 pitch. And that is going to be a strike, a cutter there on the outside corner for the first out of this inning here. And now they're going to go back to the bullpen. Okay, Adam Simber comes on out. He probably should have been the guy to pitch at the start of this inning, I think. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't have him just pitch the beginning of this frame. He would have been a lot better option here for them in this scenario, I feel like. But can he keep the lead at 4-2 is the big question now. As Enrique Hernandez here, that's a ground ball. It's under the glove of Josh Bell. Maybe he should have been able to get to that, but that's going to score 1 run at least. Rounding third, coming home and scoring is Harris. 2-run double for Enrique Hernandez, and Boston extends the lead even further. They're now up 4 runs. Both of those, by the way, charged to Adam, or not Adam Singler. They're charged to Aaron Loop, and it's now a 6-2 lead for the Barons. And man, this offense, this is just what they can do to you here. They can just string a whole bunch of hits together and really kind of take over in an inning and in a game. I mean, that's just their nature of their offense. They were a top 5 offensive team this year in baseball. There's a ground ball, and that is going to be a double play. They do get Story at first base, but damage done in this inning. 3 more runs for the Boston Barons at the bottom of the 8th inning, and now they are only 3 outs away from taking a 2-1 series lead ahead in this one by 4. So they're not going to go to the bullpen. They're not going to use David Bednar in this situation. Miguel Figueroa is going to come out, and I actually don't mind them not using Bednar here, at least to start this inning. You probably want to save him to pitch in both Game 4 and a potential Game 5 scenario as well. So 1 down. Here's Josh Bell, but man, Mexico City offense has kind of gone cold here. Hasn't been able to get anything off of this Boston bullpen so far, and they need, I mean, this is the time here, obviously. They absolutely need something to happen right now. So here's a 1-2 pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. Man, that changeup is filthy right here, and Figueroa gets a big-time strikeout. Yeah, no chance for Josh Bell, not hitting that pitch at all. And now Mexico City down to their final out in this game. Here's the first pitch. That's a foul ball, and the count will move here to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Mexico City final out here, full count pitch. There's a line drive. That one does get through. It's into center, and the game will continue at least a little bit longer here, as there is 2 down, now man on first. I mean, you're going to need some more base runners than that here at this point to come back. But here's J.J. Bleday. Again, struck out in the 7th inning on a pitch that was really right there for him, and I don't know what he's waiting for here with that pitch. He's got a swing there on that one. That was right down the middle. And the 0-1, that's a 4-seamer. It's flowing into the air, but it's right to Tucker. Billy has to move here, and that is the end of the game, and Boston secures a huge Game 3 victory in this one to take the lead in this series. So they will go ahead in this series now 2-1, and the wildcard winners here are a game away now from defeating the team that, won in 97 games, secured the first round bye. And again, the same thing happened last year to the Seattle Raptors. They were the #1 seed. They couldn't hold off the wildcard team that was New York last year. And now the Barons here, a game out now from a series victory. So yeah, 3 runs there in the bottom of the 8th inning. That was huge, of course, for them. And the Diablos there, I mean, had some opportunities late in those games. Had a few opportunities there with big runners on and in scoring position. They just couldn't take advantage. So Dan Ruff with his 2-for-3 game and a home run is the player of the game in this one. And yeah, Cronenworth 0-for-3. I mean, I think most of the Mexico City lineup is batting okay. The bottom of the order, though, hasn't been great. Blade, Benintendi, and Frelick have all struggled in this series. Josh Bell is only batting 200. So, you know, you're seeing guys like Grandal, 333 with a couple of home runs. He's been hitting the ball well. But I just think situational hitting hasn't been great, and the bullpen also for Mexico City so far in this series has been a weak point for them. And I really don't know. I mean, I just can't control it, but they cannot. Can they not go to Loop anymore in this series, please? I'm begging you. 3 more runs that he allowed in this outing here. And Simberg did give up a hit and a walk as well. So, I don't know. I've been not very impressed with the bullpen for Mexico City in this series so far. Logan Gilbert had an okay start, gave up 9 hits, but only 3 runs. And, I mean, Boston, this lineup, it has been really good. Kirk is only batting 143. You know, Hernandez, first good game of the playoffs for him in this one. Had a couple of hits and an RBI. But, you know, Harris, 375. Ruff, 333 average. And, you know, 313 average for Urias with now 4 homers for him. So, you got some key guys standing out in this Boston order. And the pitching for Boston has also been very good. Garcia was really fantastic in this start. 6.1 innings, only 2 runs allowed with the 6 hits. Really 0.2 scoreless. And second Ryder and Figueroa also scoreless innings for them in relief in this one. So big game 3 win, and Mexico City on the verge of elimination now. So speaking on the verge of elimination, the New York Honey Badgers are in danger of getting swept here in this series between them and the LA Dragons. And the Dragons, again, a big step up from where they were last year, about 500 as a team. And now this season, over 90 wins, or they got to 90 wins this year. And are about to sweep, New York, who was the favorite in this series. And the New York offense has really failed to show up in this series. You know, they got blown out in the first game because their bullpen couldn't pitch to save their lives at all, and then they lost 2-1 in Game 2 with, and again, an offense that, you know, only scored 1 run. So only 4 runs for them total here in the first 2 games of this series. And remember that this is, you know, the team that led the league in home runs, was a top 5 offense, I believe, in baseball, especially in the power department. At least I don't know where they were ranked in terms of their average this year, but I know they were the #1 team power-wise. But yeah, they've only gotten 4 runs here so far. And that last game, you know, 2-1, it really does not feel good to lose, you know, that way, only 2-1 or 1-0, something like that. You know that you had opportunities in the game to get some runs, and you just couldn't do it. So Madison Bumgarner on the mound for LA here in this game. And Mad Bum, you know, had an awesome season for Los Angeles here this year for them. 3.02 ERA, 191 hits allowed, and 211 innings pitched, 159 strikeouts, a 1.1 whip. I mean, one of his better seasons of his career. Seriously, you have to go kind of back to, you know, this is what Madison Bumgarner was kind of doing in his prime. I guess the strikeouts probably isn't striking out as many players now at this point, but man, what a trade for this team. What an acquisition he was. Huge part of really having this offense turn a corner, or the pitching staff, I think, turn a corner and be a lot better than they were last year. So Zach Greinke on the mound for the Honey Badgers, and Zach Greinke was really awesome this year. I mean, he's 38 years old at this point in this franchise, and he just does not pitch like he is, you know, anywhere close to that. He had basically an ERA around 3 this season. He was had a fantastic year, and you know, who knows how many more years he's got. This, you know, he's probably running out. He might retire here pretty soon. There's a sac fly by Michael Busch here, a walk and an error. I actually don't know if that's a charged run to Zach Greinke there, but so far, no runs, only a couple of hits for New York here, and that was not a run charge to Zach Greinke there. And Aaron Judge batting 500. He's getting on base quite a bit. He doesn't have a home run yet, though. And in fact, William Contreras, I think, is the only guy to have a home run in this series to this point. So the power just hasn't really shown up and hasn't been there for them to this point here. As still 1-0 game. We're really moving quickly here in this one. We're already in the top of the 6th inning. Zach Greinke is pitching great, but Madison Bumgarner is absolutely shutting this lineup down right now. And wow, pitchers duel 4 total hits in this game as we go all the way into the 7th inning now already. And here's Austin Riley, 2 hits so far, but a couple of doubles. I mean, no home runs for him. That's, you know, for him to have no homers, that is just not good. He had 40 of them in the regular season. But man, Madison Bumgarner, 66 pitches. I mean, this is crazy. How good has he been in this start? That's incredible. So in the 7th inning, not even 70 pitches to his name yet, and that's a fly ball. Cutter in the air. Santander moves in and makes the catch for the out. And yeah, we are in LA here, and we're going to be in LA for, you know, both Game 3 and Game 4 if we even get to that point here. New York's offense has got to do something if they want to see that happen here. As here's Jose Abreu. 0 for 2 in this game, only has a couple of hits in this series. And really, for the most part, everybody only has 1 or 2 hits except for Aaron Judge, but pretty much on this lineup right now. As that is a ground out. So 2 down in the inning for William Contreras. 2 for 9, home run for him, but 0 for 2 in this game. And here we go. 2-0 count. Okay, you're ahead here on Madison Bumgarner, but that's a big and a good time, a big pitch right there, a good strike right on the edge. And now the count is 3-1, and that one just misses. Cutter just outside of the strike zone. So there's a walk. Eric Haas is his spot in the batting order, but they're actually going to go to the bench here and bring out Jordan Lupa, who had a hit in the last time that he pinched hit, and I believe that was in Game 1. That might have been in Game 2. I don't remember. I think that was in Game 1 because I remember him coming in and actually showcasing that at bat. But either way, slightly better. He's slightly better against left-handed hitting right now, so that's why we're making that change. And Eric Haas has done nothing in this series, and he is going to draw a walk. So, okay, this is the spot right here, man. 2 on, 2 out. Jeff McNeil comes up. 1 for 7 in this series. Hasn't really been clutch for them in this, in these first 2 games so far, but he can really turn around. You know, a lot of the narrative around him, you know, who knows whether or not he's even going to start on this team going into next year. Who knows? They really need to figure out that position. As that's a fly ball. Brantley's on the move with it, though, and he's got it. Makes the catch to end the inning. Oh, man. Another 0 put up by Madison Bumgarner, and 2 runners on for New York, and they do not come through there and score. And, yeah, only 2 hits for them still so far. So here's Ramon Laureano, 0 for 2 in this game. He actually did have a good Game 1, and he has 3 hits total in this series. There's a line drive, and that one is going to land in center field for a single, but it's only the 3rd one that New York has gotten in this game so far. As, yeah, one more look at that swing right there, and we're going to go call to the bullpen here, and that is going to be the end of the game for Madison Bumgarner, but what an incredible start for him, man. 7.1 innings, scoreless frames. He's responsible for the man on first base, Ramon Laureano, right now, but 7.1 scoreless innings, and I mean, just ridiculous. Only 3 hits allowed in this one. Watch at least 1 guy. But, yeah, what a clutch performance for him in Game 3. Keeping up that momentum that he had in a fantastic regular season as Christian Yelich at the plate. He's going to foul that one back. Yelich 1 for 3 in this game, but that was only like his 2nd hit of this series. He's only batting 182 going into this at-bat. And that's a pop-up in the infield. Oh, my goodness. Altuve's got it. That is brutal. Top of the batting order right here. You got to come through in this situation if you're in New York. And the crowd probably waving a little bit to Altuve there. Waves back to them. But, man, Jose Altuve has only got 1 hit so far in these 2 games as he fouls that one back. Good location on that fastball, actually. I like that location by J.J. Chargois, who did give up a run in his first outing here in this series. That's a fly ball. Brantley's on the move. It looks like he's got it. He does make the catch. Going back to first is Ramon Laureano, and now there's 2 down. And LA is 1 out away from getting out of it. Can Aaron Judge do something here, man? He's been the only guy to do anything. 4 for 9 in this series. But again, no home runs for Judge. This would be a fantastic time for him to get it. That's a fly ball. Gallows on the move, and he's got it. A sinking liner. It doesn't find the outfield grass. And no runs for New York in the 9th when they had the heart of their batting order up with a man on first base. That is just brutal. And wow, still 1-0 is the score as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And, you know, even though New York's offense has done nothing in this game, you really don't want to go to the 9th with only 1-0 lead. I just don't think you really feel safe about that. There's a line drive. It is going to land in the outfield. And by the way, Milo Casey, I'm not really sure about bringing him out here in this situation as a rookie here. This is a big spot for him to pitch in. There's a ground ball. Oh, stopped by Abreu. Good pick here. He actually doesn't try to throw it a second to get the out and lead runner. Okay. So distant out there, and man on second base for Corey Seager, who's only batting 167 in this series. But they're actually going to intentionally walk him. Okay. All right. I mean, I kind of respect that. I mean, Corey Seager has not been very good in this series, but he was Jose Altuve. So you pitch around to get to him. Altuve, 2 for 10 with a homer in this series so far. And that one is in the dirt. Contreras has got it, trying to move up to third base, and that does not work out as Santander is thrown out at third to end the inning. So no runs for LA. They can't add to the lead, and here we go to the 9th. 1-0 score. Tie. Both teams have 3 hits. And here's Jose Alvarez. 1 inning so far. He did get the save, and the first time he was out there to pitch for LA. And yeah, you know, this is not a high strikeout guy that's going to try to pitch to contact, but this was this team's best reliever all year. And he's got Riley, Abreu, and Contreras in this inning here in the 9th for New York. Riley 0 for 3 in this game. And the count full here on Riley. And that's a fly ball. It's in the air. Santander playing a shift. He's way over. He can't get that. It's going to land past him here. And Austin Riley does have an extra base knock. It's his 2nd extra base hit of the playoffs. And I don't know if this is true, but I think the home run by Contreras, the 2 doubles by Riley, and the triple by Judge are the only extra base hits that this team has gotten all series long. And a little bit of a mistake here. I don't know what happened as Cooper had it in foul territory, but then his momentum kept him going forward. Like, I was actually trying to, you know, with the joystick control, I was trying to go back to first base. It didn't let me at first, and he ran the other way. So now there's first and third. 1 man out for William Contreras, and all of a sudden, New York has their best spot here. That's a ground ball. You're not going to get the runner at home. It's a double play, but the run scores. I mean, okay, I guess you'll take it, you know, get on the board any way that you can when your offense has been as just dreadful as New York has been this year, but in this series here. But now there's nobody on and 2 men out. So, yeah, I mean, this when he got it. There was not probably a chance. Maybe you get the runner at home, but it would have been a really close play, and you wanted to get the double play there set up. So, I don't hate that move that was made there by Altuve to go to second to get the double play. You just got to count on their offense here, Can. You get another run here in this situation, so the Dragons, you know, Alvarez blows the save there in that situation. And it's 4, 5, and 6 for LA in the bottom of the 9th, looking to move on to the ALCS. So Jose Altuve starting the inning off. And there's a ground ball. Hits the Milo Casey, the pitcher here. And Altuve is going to beat that out. Jose Altuve gets on. There's the winning run on first base now. And let's see. You know, I mean, it wasn't really a close play, but Altuve, short king here, making his way to first base. And now the New York is going to go to their closer here. Okay. Have not seen Andrew Kittredge yet in the playoffs for them so far. 3.61 ERA, 105 whip, 48 strikeouts for him on the year. And remember, he started the year with the Tampa Bay Vipers. They traded for him in the middle of the season to boost that bullpen. And now it's Joey Gallo, who does not have a hit so far in this series. One of the few Dragons to really be struggling in the postseason so far. 0 for 9 to this point. And that's a pop-up. Oh, my goodness. And in foul territory, that doesn't help you out at all. That's a very unproductive out. And you just kind of feel like it's a matter of time before Joey Gallo explodes. But, yep, hasn't happened yet and will not happen in this game unless we go into extras. So here's Garrett Cooper, 1 for 3 on the day. And that is a slider that just barely misses inside to him here. And I don't know what he's done in this series so far. It didn't show you that. I thought it would here. But that's another pop-up. This one is in fair territory, though, but still in the infield. So 2 fly balls that don't leave the outfield here. And 2 very unproductive outs. So now it's going to be up to Anthony Santander. 2 for 9 with a couple of home runs and 3 RBIs in this series so far. 1-2 count to him here. There's the pitch. It's a sinker. It's a line drive. And it's into the gap. Oh boy, that ball is going to roll to the wall. Here comes the winning run. He's around third, coming to the plate. And they're not going to get the throw off in time. Altuve will score. And Anthony Santander wins it for LA. The Dragons are moving on to the ALCS. They complete the sweep of the New York Honey Badgers. Here in the ALDS, Anthony Santander, the hero in this game, his 4th extra base knock of the series for him. And what a sweep for the Dragons. This team is dangerous, and they now await the winner of the Barons and the Diablos series for a chance at a World Series appearance. So, you know, guess what? New York walked off their divisional round series last year against Seattle, and now they get the same treatment dealt to them here this year with LA walking them off in this game and completing the sweep against them here. Another 1-2 final for the New York Honey Badgers, and I mean just a brutal series for their offense. 1 home run for this team in 3 games, and only 5 total runs. They only got 5 runs in the 3 games in this series, and only 2 in the last 2 games in this series. So, I mean, just look at these averages, man. You got Yelich 167. Ramirez had 1 hit the whole time, batted under 100. Abreu had basically 1 hit, 167. Contreras only batted 200. McNeil batted 125. So just really low averages, just not any extra base hits, really only I think like 4 or 5 extra base hits total. So, I mean, their starting pitching was good in this game, and their bullpen was, you know, not bad in these last 2 games at least. And Zach Greinke had an amazing start for him. 6 innings that ended up being scoreless, did not give up an earned run in that outing there. But, yeah, their just offense was not going to show up in this series. They could not manufacture any runs. They could not, they didn't have any power show up in these 3 games at all, and it's the worst time for their offense to go super cold. And you know, LA, not like it's not like their offense had to do a whole lot in these last 2 games. They just had to do the bare minimum here and get a couple of runs. But you know, some standout players there. Altuve had a really good series. Santander, surprisingly, 300 average, 4 RBIs, and a couple of homers for him, and of course the winning run there, the winning hits in the 9th inning. And Madison Bumgarner, what an incredible start for him. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. A fantastic start there. And Chagua And Alvarez does blow the save, but does get the credit for the win, actually, there in that appearance. But, man, LA's, they're pitching in those 3 games. All 3 of those games, their pitchers were fantastic. And what an ending to that game there. 2-1 score. New York's season is over after 94 wins, and their division rival is still alive here, and they are a game away from playing LA in the NLCS for a trip to the World Series. And Mike Clevenger back on the mound for the Boston Barons, looking to close this series out. And Clevenger had a really good start in the wild card game in 6.2 innings. Gave up only 4 hits and 2 walks in that time, and I think like 2 runs total. So he was fantastic in that series. Jake Cronenworth starts the game off for Mexico City. Gets on base with a walk and a double play. Okay, ground out here. And Shane McClanahan on the mound for the Diablos here in this game for the penultimate one here. They need to win this one. And he was really good this season. A lot better than last year. Almost 200 innings pitched for him. And a 3.62 ERA with 177 strikeouts and 1.21 whip. So yeah, the most innings he's pitched in his career. And the lowest ERA he's had. 24 quality starts and a 3.3 WAR. So really good year for Shane McClanahan. He was actually probably their second best pitcher in this pitching staff this season. Although Jared Eichhoff was probably actually their second best pitcher for them on the year. But here's Luis Urias, 313 average, that OPS at 1.4, which is ridiculous. And he's going to swing and miss. Wow, okay, curveball way outside of the zone. Ugly swing by Urias. There was no chance to get that. And, yeah, one more look at it. You're not going to hit that one. You need a longer back to be able to even reach that baseball right there. As there's 2 down in the first inning here. Swing and a miss by Tucker. 214 average here now in the postseason. Had a 1 hit in that last game in the win and scored a run. He's going to swing and miss at that pitch up there in the zone. And McClanahan does work around a couple of base runners there in the first inning. Makes it 1-0. So no score after the first here. And it's Yasmani Grandal, 333. Average with a couple of homers, 4 ribbies, 1.167 OPS. And here's an 0-1-2 here for Clevenger. That's a fly ball. That one is deep into right field. And Yasmani Grandal has done it again in this series. His 3rd homer of this series. And the Diablos in elimination mode here. And they score first in this game for 1-0. I mean, off the bat of their most important hitter, a guy that they don't know if he's going to be back on this roster next season. This might be the last game that he plays in here in a Mexico City uniform. And he launched that pitch there, 416 feet. Huge swing right there. Andrew Benintendi is going to crush a home run. Okay. I see you, Andrew Benintendi. That's his 2nd homer here in as many games. Had a home run in the Game 3 win for Boston. And it's a 3-0 lead. Okay, Darren Ruff now launching another homer. Wow, that's his 3rd one so far of the playoffs for him now. And it's a 3-1 game. Okay, so we're seeing some offense here a little bit early on in this game. And there's a home run. Mike Moustakas there with a long ball. That's his 2nd of this series, I want to say. And a big strikeout there on Yasmani. So 4-1 game. McClanahan got a lead here to work with now. And Clevenger has been definitely shaky here so far in this start, as he's given up 4 runs already and 4 hits. Caught stealing, okay. So Urias here, Tucker is now up. Darren Ruff is at the plate. 3 homers, 4 RBIs for him. 6 for 12 in this series overall. My goodness, he is bowling out right now. And that's a pop-up. And there's Yasmani on the move. And he's got it. Makes the catch there. And that's a big 2nd out here in this spot, actually, to get 2 down in the inning now. For Dustin Harris, OPS still over 800, batting 350. Does not have a home run yet in the postseason here, but has been a really big contributor overall in this series so far, and that's a line drive. That one is going to land in the outfield here, and rounding third and coming home to score is the runner. I don't actually see who that. I don't actually see who that was, but another big hit from Dustin Harris. I mean, this rookie is making plays, man. He is getting hits when it matters. The runners on base so far in this postseason at bats. As that's a pop up. Orlando Arcia had like a 4-for-4 first game that he played in, and he hasn't had a hit since. But man, Dustin Harris coming through here in the 4th inning, and he makes it a 2-run lead for Mexico City now. Let's take one more look at that swing. So we are into the bottom of the 5th inning now. And here's Trevor Story, only 1 for 14 in this series so far. So yeah, he definitely has been struggling out of the most out of a lot of these Boston hitters here. As a stolen base try, and it's going to be successful. Kevin Biggio steals that bag, and he might have been the guy to score in the that last run for Boston here. I think I recognize he has the what is that called, where you protect your hand when you're sliding into a bag, the sleeve or whatever it's called there. As that's a line drive. That one's not going to be caught. Off of the wall. Kevin Biggio is going to score easily, and up to second with a double goes Trevor Story. His second hit of this series, and a big RBI makes it a 1-run game. So we've seen a run now from from either team here in every inning after the first inning so far. And Boston here has climbed their way right back into this game. So here's Alejandro Kirk, 1 for 2 on the day, and only 3 for 13 in this series. 1 for 2 with a double in the first inning in this one, and he is now going to swing and miss at that curveball. That was not the best swing from him there, as that's the 4th strikeout for McClanahan so far to this point. And a curveball with 4-inch of break. I mean, it started like it probably looked really good out of the hand. There was the elevation on it was, right down the middle of the plate, but I was way too far outside to do anything with. And that is a fly ball that ends the 5th inning. But Boston will get a run closer here, only down by 1 in this one here as we go to the end of the 5th inning. So kind of in crunch time in this game at this point here, 4-3. Let's see, Mexico City can build on the lead a little bit more. Mike Clevenger is still pitching on the mound. Here's Moustakas with that home run that he had earlier in the game. It was his first of this series. And that fastball misses high in the zone. So 1-0 count here. Now the 2-0. Falling behind to him. Not a great idea. As there's a swing. That ball is crushed. Line drive. Home run into right. And that ball got out in a hurry. Mike Moustakas with his second homer of the game. And Mexico City goes on top 5-3. So the lead for them is up to 2. And that ball was mollywopped by Mike Moustakas here, who has just, he was one of this team's best hitters and had such a good, surprising year for this team. And he's been good here in the postseason so far. Tanner Scott comes out of the bullpen here. So Clevenger leaves, giving up 5 runs in this outing. He really did not pitch all that effectively in this one. He gave up like 3 or 4 homers as well. So Tanner Scott so far in his first few postseason appearances has been good, has not given up a run yet. And the count now 0-2 to him here with Yasmani at the plate. That is a swing and a miss. High slider. Okay, maybe not the location that Tanner Scott necessarily wanted out of that pitch here, but Yasmani late on it here. And cannot manage to get the bat around in time on that. So 2 down in the inning. David Bodie at the plate here. And there's a ground ball. Stopped by the third baseman. Throw it to first in time. And 5-3 bowl game now as we go bottom of the 6th. So here's Kyle Tucker. 1 for 2 on the day with McClanahan still on the mound. That's a fly ball into center. And Benintendi's at the wall, and that ball is gone! Home run for Kyle Tucker. His 3rd of the postseason. And Boston will make it a 1-run lead once again. Now 5-4. These teams just trading home run blows right now here, it seems. And that was a miss in location by McClanahan for sure. Cannot throw that good of a pitch to a hitter of Tucker's quality. I really don't feel like Tucker, you know, he had a couple of games where he just kind of cooled off there in the middle of this series for Boston. So that is an encouraging sign for him to get on the board with another big home run there. And now it's Darren Ruff up again. He has a home run in this game, 2 for 3 in the last game for them. As that's a curveball, another miss in location, and that one is driven into left this time, and that one is over the tall wall and gone. Darren Ruff, his 2nd of the game, 4th now of the playoffs, and we are tied up as Tucker and Ruff go back-to-back to tie the game at 5. And how about Darren Ruff in the postseason for the Boston Barons? One of the more unlikely heroes for this team. A guy that, again, once Dustin Harris took over and got regular playing time, you know, he was kind of kicked to the bench in more of a platoon role. And, I mean, his spot as a starting guy in this lineup in the postseason wasn't even really all that secure. And, man, he has been one of this team's best hitters. And Shane McClanahan, they probably put him out there too long. I don't know why they didn't take him out after the home run that after that last home run that Tucker hit. But now they bring out Will Bednar, had a over 4 ERA, 4.08 ERA, 1.42 whip. I mean, he didn't have an amazing season, didn't really have a super terrible year either, though, as Dustin Harris is at the plate, and he's got a single and an RBI in this game today. And now a brand new bowl game. Okay, well, what was that swing right there? We have seen a couple of, you know, not great swings from Dustin Harris. I still do think that you can definitely tell that he's, you know, still a rookie, still kind of at times adjusting to Major League pitching because, you know, just the best guys in the game aren't going to really have swings like that. And the count now full to him here, but he's going to get on base right here with the walk. So once again, Dustin Harris reaches base, and now here's Orlando Arcia. Still doesn't have a hit in the last couple of games. 0 for 2 in this game so far. And 2-2 to him here. There's a ground ball, and that might start a double play. It will. Good pick at first base by Josh Bell. And that will clear the 2 base runners right there and get 2 down in the inning. So here's Enrique Hernandez. 0 for 2 in this game. Only batting 118 in the postseason so far. That's a ground ball. Throw to first base, not in time, or in time there. And that'll end the game, end the inning here. But a couple of homers for Boston. And we got a fun one here in Game 4. This one back and forth with big hits by both sides here as we're in the top of the 7th. So here's Josh Bell, 0 for 2 on the game with a couple of strikeouts and only 2 for 12 in this series to this point. That was a high slider to him there from Tanner Scott. Maybe not the best location right there. 3-1 count now, and that's a swing and a miss. Okay, Tanner Scott trying to work his way back into the count here, and I mean, you know, interested to see what he can do here, keeping him in the game after his good 6th inning that he pitched in. And here's the 3-2, and now that's a swing and a drive. Oh man, Josh Bell might have gotten a hold of one, and he does. It's a homer into left. And Josh Bell puts Mexico City back out in front. His first homer of the series, only his third hit of the series overall, and he had over 30 of them this year. Was, I think, second on the team. I think he led the team in home runs, actually, this year. And I know he led them in RBIs, and he delivers here with his first really big hit of this series to this point. So, another home run. That's, I mean, this Diablos team is just launching the ball out of the park here. They've had a ton of homers in this game to this point. And here's Brooks Raley coming out of the bullpen, and he's been good so far. Appeared a couple of times. Appeared in the last game that we just saw earlier in this episode. And now here's Andrew Benintendi at the dish. So Benintendi 1 for 2. 2-run home run in this game, and 167 average overall, with really the only hits that he's had is the home runs, as that is a swing and a miss. Slider outside of the zone. Really good pitch by Raley with good and decisive and, you know, enticing movement on it here. You see, get to see the pitch sequence. That cutter was definitely the first pitch. The first pitch of that at bat being the cutter was the most hittable one for him there in that appearance. As here is Drake Cronenworth back up again. 0 for 2 on the day so far. And now the count here to him is a full one, and that's a swing and a miss. Good cutter there down in the zone, and that's a strikeout, but Josh Bell makes it a one-run game. The Diablos take the lead back here. Both teams with 7 hits, but the Mexico City Diablos have the advantage as we go into the 7th inning stretch. So 6-5 here, bottom of the 7th. They are going to keep Will Bednar out there. I don't know about that. Trevor Story comes on up. He had a double and an RBI, but yeah, top of the order here. And they're going to go to Emilio Pagan. And his first outing was not a good one. Gave up, I think, 3 runs in his last appearance, 1.2 innings. I mean, you know, he was their best relief arm during the regular season here. As that's a swing and a drive by Trevor Story. Wait a minute, down the line, and it's fair! And gone! Oh my goodness, these two teams are trading blows even more now, and Trevor Story has a home run, and we are tied up again. And how about the home run hitting from these two teams in the last few innings especially, as that one just got around the fair pole there in left field, and wow, we're tied up again. That's a swing and a foul ball here for Alexander Kirk. I mean, this has just been a home run parade for these two teams. And once again, the Mexico City bullpen kind of rearing its ugly head. They just can't seem to hold a lead in this series. And a lot of in these first, you know, the games that they've lost, particularly, their bullpen has just really not been able to hold the lead and not been able to, you know, keep the game where it is. So now here's Luis Urias, and 0 for 3 day so far for him today. As here's a swing by Urias. Now that's a fastball. That ball is driven into left, and once again, watching it fly over the wall is a left fielder, and Luis Urias gets a home run now. And Boston is back out in front, 7-6. 5th home run of the postseason for Luis Urias now. This Boston team, man, wow. They are showing up here with their power. And what a disastrous postseason by Emilio Pagan. How did he go from the best pitcher in this Mexico City bullpen, one of the best relief pitchers, period, in baseball this year, and I mean, his 3 outings in this postseason were just absolutely awful. And now, yeah, Aaron Loop is pitching here. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know who you turn to if you're Mexico City at this point in this bullpen. Their bullpen has just been terrible here in the last couple of games in particular. And now, the Barons are 3 outs away from a win here with Drew Steckenrider on the mound. And he's looked really good in his first couple of appearances here in the postseason. But and keep in mind how good this offense is and how quickly they can respond. Tim Anderson up here 0 for 3 on the day, and he hasn't really had that great of a postseason, honestly. Doesn't have a home run yet, doesn't have an extra base yet, I don't think, even to this point. So the count to him here runs full, and 3-2 is on the corner for the strikeout. Wow, really good location by second runner. That pitch just caught the zone, and there's 2 down here for the most dangerous hitter on this Mexico City team right now, Andy Yasmani Grandal. Already has a homer today. And a 1-1 pitch to him here. It's a fly ball deep into center field. Tucker's at the wall. And it's another home run. Yasmani Grandal again. Second of the game. We are tied at 7. Back and forth these two teams go. And another swing momentum here. A crowd silencer. 4th of the series for Yasmani Grandal, who continues to show up as his team's best hitter. Wow, I mean, so many home runs in the last few innings in this game, and just so many long balls overall between these two teams today. And we are not done with the runs here. We gotta have at least one more between these two before this one is over. So this game has been wild, man. 7-7 here in the 8th inning. Here's David Bodie. He's got a homer, 3 for 14 in this series so far. And here's the full count pitch. There's a ground ball. That one is no chance for Biggio. It's going to get through. And that's the go-ahead run on first base. And Drew Steckenrider, even he can't really hold the lead down here. And Boston's going back to their bullpen again to bring out John King, who had a pretty good season this year. 81 innings, 2.89 ERA, 1.41 whip. Did walk a little bit of guys there with 28 walks. But yeah, overall, pretty good season for him here as they go the short way there, get the out to end the top of the 8th inning. So yeah, neither bullpen here holding up very well and not really doing their jobs very well to this point here, but a home run by Yasmani Grandal, and this game is tied once again with Matt Strom coming out of the pen. We just saw him in the last game, 27 ERA there, and yeah, he's not been great to this point so far. But here's Lander Arcia, fly ball. It's a pop-up actually, right to shortstop. Billy really needed to move out there. He is the shortstop here. And here's Kevin Biggio, 0 for 1 with a couple of walks in this game so far. And here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a ground ball. Stopped at second base, and that is an out. So finally, somebody in this bullpen puts up a 0 here. We have not. We haven't seen a 0 on the scoreboard in a while in this game, it feels like. As we now go top of the 9th. Here's Sal Frelick, who's only got like 1 hit in this whole series. He has not really shown up at all yet for Mexico City. And there's a line drive. Okay, he is kind of trying to make me shut up here a little bit. He gets a base hit here, and he's going to get to second base easily with a double. His first extra base hit of the game so far. And now 2 outs. Man on second base. Here's the pitch to Cronenworth. That one just misses outside. And these fans, it's a little bit nervous time here for them. They're, down in this series. Boston could walk it off here if they don't score in this opportunity. Here's Jake Cronenworth. That's a ground ball. And it's stopped at second base. The throw to first is in time. That is going to end the game where we might... Are we going to see it? 2 walk-offs to end series here in the same episode. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th. 9-1-2 for the Boston Barons, looking to move on to the LCS. So Jason Anna comes on. Only bullpen guy without an ERA in this bullpen, I think. I don't know. Josh Hader probably doesn't have an ERA. He hasn't pitched yet in this series since game 1. We might need to use him in this game just so he gets some opportunities and actually can pitch here once again. But we'll see. Maybe if we go to extra innings, he might be the guy that they use and go to here. As that was a fastball. That was crushed down the line. It's going to curl foul, though, man. 9.4 feet outside of the pole, and yeah. And Hernandez knows that he just missed that one. And then he's going to swing and miss. Usually how it goes there. You just miss a home run, then you strike out on the next couple of pitches. Good fastball by Jason Adam there in the bottom of the zone. So tie game, 1 down. Here's Trevor Story. That pitch is there on the corner for a strike. And yeah, Story was like, I don't know about that location there. I think that one does just barely catch the zone. But now a full count to Trevor Story. And it's a swing and a miss. Huge strikeout, a slider. That was just such a good pitch by Jason Adam right down in the corner here. One more look at this swing. And, I mean, you don't see where the ball is, so not a great camera angle there. But, yeah, Story frustrated there that he cannot. I mean, that was probably going to be a called strike anyway there. There's a line drive. Caught. Okay. Here we go to extra innings. I actually think this is the first extra inning game of the playoffs so far. I don't think that we've had one yet. I mean, I can make sure I can double check that. But yeah, I don't think this is the first extra inning game that we've had so far in the postseason. And here's Mike Moustakas. Good guy to get this inning started. He's got a couple of home runs today. And now he's going to get his third hit of the game, dropping one in to left field for a single. Didn't need to hit it hard, just needed to find a spot in the outfield for it to land without anybody getting to it. And with the shifted outfield there, the way that they were playing, that one does end up landing in. So man on first, and Anderson is going to try to lay a bunt down here, and it's a really good bunt. And trying to go to second, they actually do get the lead runner. Okay, I like that. It was a good heads-up defensive play, actually, there by Darren Ruff to get the force there at second base. I don't think he actually would have gotten the out at first there. That was a really good bunt to be able to get a base hit on. But here he does Monty Grandal. Oh my, what are you doing, John King? Do not throw in that pitch. That was a very dangerous location. 6 for 16 in this series is Grandal with 6 RBIs already. Certainly they're a postseason MVP so far. And we wouldn't have it any other way. He's the, was the MVP of the team, nearly an MVP last season as a whole across the league. And he's going to swing and miss. Now, though, at that changeup, and King does get him to go around on a pitch he does not, probably did not want to swing out there. And, yeah, caught him reaching a little bit there on that slider. And I think he mixed that pitch location, and really, Grandal just wasn't ready for it. So here's David Bodie, 1 for 4 on the day. And 4 for 15 with a homer on the series here so far. And here we go, 1-1 count. That's a sinker. That does get the zone for the strike. A ball and 2 strikes here. Now the count going full. And that is there. It's a sinker, and it's a strike 3. David Bodie wants that pitch back. Wants to swing at that one more time, because that was a hittable pitch right there. And a big 0. Okay, one more chance. Another one to walk it off. And Darren Ruff, he's the guy right now for you. 2 for 4 in this game. 4 home runs now in this series. And if anybody's going to come up clutch right now, it's him. He's really hot. As Jason Adam, though, 2 outs in this inning. 2-2 count to Ruff right here. And that's a curveball that missed. Oh, man. And just missing it is Darren Ruff, and he grounds it out to third base. And Jason Adam, how about his clutch innings so far here? Another scoreless 0 here for him. As now it's Josh Bell in the top of the 11th inning. There's a fly ball. Oh boy, going back is Tucker. He's at the wall, tries to scale it, and it's over his glove and gone. Josh Bell comes up clutch with his second homer of the game. He gave him the lead back in the 7th inning, and now he gives him the lead again here in the 11th. It's 8-7 Mexico City. And the guy that the Diablos look to all season long to be their most efficient guy to drive runners home, does it for them here when they need him the most. In elimination mode here for them in Game 4. And, man, I mean, King Tucker almost got there. He's one of the very few guys that could make a catch like that in the league, and he almost scales the wall there for the out. But now JJ Bleday is up, and oh my goodness, JJ Bleday mollywops this one, and no doubter. Another homer from Mexico City. 397 on the distance by Bleday. That thing was crushed. And it's a 9-7 lead, because one might not be enough in this crazy game. Oh my goodness, how many bombs is that for Mexico City? We'll find out at the end of this game exactly how many it's been for them, but I think that's number 5 or 6 now for them on the day. And for Bleday, it's his first of the series. One more look. Majestic swing. How far does this one go up the road? Middle of the first row out there in the outfield. That thing was crushed. So, yeah, another back-to-back homers there by Bell and Bleday, and Figueroa comes back out on the bullpen here, and John King. Yikes, not a good couple of the batters there, and that fastball misses. That was definitely a strike right there at the top of the zone, actually. But gets the benefit of the doubt with that call. And now going to second base and getting there safely with a stolen bag is, who was that? Benintendi, maybe? And he's in scoring position. Here's Mike Moustakas. At the plate that might have actually been Bleday. Oh, and that's going to land in the outfield. Sal Frelick, I think, was the guy that's going to score here with that. And a double for Mike Moustakas, who just continues to have an unbelievable game here today. And it's now 10-7. Mexico City, this offense just continuing to pour it on here in the 11th inning and build a lead. So there's a fastball. That one is hit well into center field, and it's caught to end the top of the 11th inning. And that will end the frame. So here we go, middle of the 11th, but now Boston down by 3 runs, and you all know who is pitching now for Mexico City. First appearance of this series since Game 1. Josh Hader is back on the mound. This year's reliever of the year. Actually, no, I think I gave the award to Giovanni Gallegos, but he was the runner-up. Led the league in saves this year with over 50 of them, and was awesome in his first appearance in that Game 1, as that's a little tapper out in front of the mound here, and a good play by Osmani Grandal, who makes that look easy, but that is definitely a tougher play than he makes it look right there. So, one down for Arcia here. He was 0 for 4 in this series, really has not had a hit since Game 2 of this series. That's a swing and a miss. And a big-time strikeout on Josh Hader has got this team 1 out away from a Game 5 winner-take-all. Here we go. Kevin Biggio trying to keep the season alive, or this game alive, for Boston. 3 for 14 in this series. He does have a couple of walks in this game as well. So here we go. As an 0-1 pitch, that fastball is there for the strike on the corner. And the count now moving to 0-2. Down to the last strike. Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's a fly ball in the air. And it's the second baseman way up in the outfield to make the catch to end the ball game. And Mexico City holds on here in extra innings to take Game 4. And we will have a Game 5 in this series here to figure out who plays the Los Angeles Dragons. And a classic Game 4 here. I mean, back and forth. In this one, a ton of home runs, a ton of fireworks. The Diablos take a offensive shootout here. 10-7 with 14 hits total in this game. And Jason Adam gets the win with Josh Hader getting a save. So yeah, Mike Moustakas, 4 for 6 game for him in this one. And the Mexico City offense was fantastic today. Cronenworth actually went 0 for 5 in this one, but everybody else had a fantastic game. 4 for 6. Moustakas already mentioned that. 3 RBIs for him. and a double. Okay, Tim Anderson actually was 0 for 6 in this one, but got Dole 2 for 5. Couple of home runs, 4 of them now in the series, 6 RBIs total for him. Bodie 1 for 5. Bell 2 for 5 with a couple of huge home runs for him today. J.J. Bleday was 3 for 4 with the monster homer as well in this one. Benintendi 1 for 5 with a big 2-run homer. And Sal Frelick 1 for 4 with a walk as well in this one. And McClanahan, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He didn't really do all that great. But the bullpen overall was really good in this one, actually, except for Emilio Pagan, who I don't even want to use in Game 5. You know, I just... There's no reason to go to him. He just had a really, really bad postseason. But the rest of the bullpen, Bendar, Loop, Strom, Adam, and Hader, all those guys pitched really well in this one. And that was the biggest reason that this team was able to win here, as well as a couple of timely home runs late as well for them. And then for Boston, again, this offense has been really good at this whole postseason run, and they got 7 runs and 9 hits today. Trevor Story had a couple of hits in this one, and a big home run, his first of this series. Tucker had a home run as well, and Urias had his 5th already. That's ridiculous. There were 6 RBIs for him. Darren Ruff with a couple of home runs. He's got 4 now total. And the bottom of the batting order didn't really do much. Harris did have an RBI single. But other than him, you know, 0 for 5 went Arcia. Biggio went 0 for 3. Hernandez went 0 for 4. And really, Biggio and Hernandez, those are the 2 guys out of this lineup that, you know, you pick a couple guys out that are not hitting very well. And those are the 2 that you would go to that have just kind of struggled a little bit. And the pitching for them in this one was not particularly effective. Clevenger gives up 5 runs in 5 innings with 5 hits and a couple of walks. Scott gives up a run. Really does pitch a scoreless inning. And Steinbecker gives up a run. But John King gave up a couple of runs there in 2.1 innings in that 11th inning. And then Figueroa also gave up a run in his outing of relief there. So that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this one, man. That was a good episode. Again, it's just taking me a little bit more time to edit these ones. You know, in between, I'm just not really as focused on editing and getting these out to you. I want to finish year 2. I want to finish these the postseason out for you. And we'll see. Just expect an episode every week, every couple of weeks. So just whenever I really have time to edit on these and get these out. So thank you so much for watching, guys. The next episode will have some minor league playoff action, actually. And we will also, of course, play Game 5 of this series, the winner, playing LA in the ALCS. So thank you all so much for watching. This one, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. And I will see you all in the next episode, guys. Have a great day, and God bless.